Hello friends, welcome to my channel once again. And today in this video we are going to share some very interesting information about Chandrayaan-2 which was held by ISRO. So first question which pops up in your mind, what is Chandrayaan-2? So Chandrayaan-2 is a mission and especially not a mission, but it is a space probe which is made by ISRO to find out the south pole of the moon. And why only the south pole? Because it's practically undiscovered by any of the country. And why only the south pole? So there is a question which everybody has. Where is the south pole of the moon? I am also thinking about it, but there is a very good answer to it. So, as when you walk out in the night, you always see the moon. So, why do we see one side of the moon only? As the moon rotates around the earth also rotates around its axis and revolves around the sun. So, as the moon is rotating around the earth and around itself, the earth is also simultaneously rotating. So because of that, we are only available to see one side of the moon. So that leaves ISRO's scientists to be amazed. That's why they have started up with this mission of Chandrayaan-2. So what does it consist of? First, I would like to say that to launch it, we need a rocket. And there is a very special rocket which is also termed as the Bahubali of all the rockets which was made by ISRO. And its name is GSLV Mark III M1. And in that, all the constituents which are there, the first part is the orbiter itself in it, and at the second part which is joined with the orbiter is the impactor. So while it gets launched in the space, what happens? It just divides into parts, and as it goes out of Earth's atmosphere, it just divides and there are only two parts left. The first one is the orbiter and the second one is the impactor. So after they are in the space, they start to accelerate towards the moon, and as they go towards the moon, they divide in two parts. So the orbiter keeps on orbiting around the moon, and the second part, which is the impactor, it starts orbiting but in a closer direction towards the moon, as the impactor has to land on the moon. So I'm showing you this video, and in that I will explain detailed procedure of the landing.
Start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
So now the launcher is separating from the two rockets, and after this it moves on to the space. Now the payload fairing separates, and after that the second last part of the rocket is released. Then the Chandrayaan-2 integrated module also separates from the last rocket, and there is a satellite panel open up, and it starts to move on in the orbit of the Earth. It orients itself towards the Earth's orbit. It starts taking rounds. orbit, it gets out of the orbit and enters the Earth to Moon transfer orbit. The module gets captured in the Moon's orbit. It orients itself and it initiates lunar orbit maneuvering. At this point, the orbit starts to take 3 to 4 orbits. Now, Vikram separates from the orbit. And after that, both of the payloads take their initiatives. The Vikram lander approaches towards the moon's surface. Till then, the orbiter scans the lunar surface for the perfect landing. And then the Vikram scans the landing site, which includes of dangerous craters and lunar dust. Now Vikram initiates deboosting procedures, which should be very safe, and it soft lands on the moon. And after it is soft landed, it shares its signals to the mission control center. And after that, the Pragyan rover engages. In the span of 14 days, the Pragyan rover travels around a distance of 500 meters. And during its exploration, it conducts various experiments. And after that, I would like to mention some interesting facts about the Chandrayaan-2. So, as you have seen, there is a lander of Chandrayaan-2 which is known and also called as Vikram lander, and its name comes from Vikram Sarabhai, who is also known as the father of ISRO, and he was the chief chairman of ISRO also. And one more fact about the Vikram lander is that it weighs around 1471 kilograms. It's almost as the weight of 10 sumo wrestlers. And now let's move on to the Pragyan rover facts. And the Pragyan rover is named after a quality which is called in India Gyan. Gyan means knowledge, and this rover symbolizes the knowledge of the Indian scientists at ISRO. And one more fact about the Pragyan rover is that it is very light. It just weighs 27 kilograms, and to be precise, it will be just like an heavy RC car in your home. So now let's move on to the other details. So the first detail which I want to notice that its cost. So there might be a question, how does it cost? And there is a very mind-blowing answer to it. This whole mission has precisely costed 978 crore rupees. Yes guys, you have heard it right, 978 crores. And now as we move on to the second detail, that there are lots of countries in competition of space research, but now why does the Chandrayaan-2 hold a significant place in its own? I would like to say that India will be the first country to land its space probe on the southern surface of the moon if it is successful. As other research organizations are also trying hard to launch, but they don't certainly don't have an idea and don't want to risk their programs. So guys, this was a very quick video about the Chandrayaan-2. See you guys next time, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe the video. See you guys next time. Bye.